Damn work. Work!
Snowballer, aka what many people consider the worst tower in the game, is a tower I've always been weirdly fond of. Not of love, but pity. Like in other games, I've always liked trying weaker towers, but unlike those, Snowballer was dead on arrival, with stats you'd expect on a beginner tower. I'm not going to get into every tiny balance change unless it actually matters. But just in case you don't even know of the legend, let me quickly go over its history. Snowballer was the easy mode reward for the winter event Frost Invasion back in late 2024. It is one of the towers built around freeze and slow effects on its attack, with it being a low commitment tower only costing $250 to place down, with it starting with single target and lead detection, with the following levels just buffing the freeze and slow effectiveness, to then finally its final level where it receives splash and air detection, which didn't even work for the longest time, so its niche was worthless, but the main reason it was actually usable in the first place. I'm just going to rip the band-aid off now and tell you that Snowballer is good because of its non-existent placement limit, along with its generous $2,350 amount. But now let's get into why you probably clicked on this. How to even use it? Let's quickly do some yes and no's before we get into it. Should I use it as early game? No. Should I use it as mid game? Yes. Should I spend all my money on it? Absolutely not. Should I be effective? You don't really have a choice. Snowballer works in niche scenarios if you really want to get as much value as you can. To even begin freezing, you need one max, then just two others, and boom, you can at least freeze one enemy. Wow. What we should be aiming for is what I like to call the Big Five, which is the fancy name I've given for the bare minimum. As for how you go about upgrading them, it's pretty straightforward. Just get one max one at a time, like any strat, you mindless drone, till you end up with 5. I've used the Big 5 in basically every game mode. They're pretty consistent success, but that's also not because TDS is painfully easy. As for maps, literally anywhere works. When it comes to loadouts, it's mainly a last edition like most CC towers, but works really well as a flying assist or a late game spam tower. Now, to end the video off, why did I make this? Because funny enough, Snowballer became one of my favorite towers, not only in gameplay, but I think the design is great, along with a lot of the memes about it. But the main thing is the title it gets of the worst tower in the game, when other towers like Paintballer, or even back then Hollowpunk, existed. After these buffs, I think this tower is honestly pretty underrated and deserving an opportunity. So next time you go to a match, give it a try.